The Power of Seduction and Social Psychology. Learn the secrets of how to conquer and persuade someone. Author, Edward Collins. Chapter 1. Introduction to Seduction and Social Skills. Seduction is often associated with the idea of winning over someone and is, in many cases, reduced to the romantic scenario of pursuing a love interest. However, the reality goes far beyond that limited vision. Thinking about seduction means thinking about the ability to connect with other people, to convey a special feeling that sparks curiosity and likability, to communicate so effectively that others feel you are worth knowing. In this sense, seduction is an art that directly influences our daily lives, not just in romantic matters, but also in professional, social, and family spheres. Learning to seduce, or, in other words, to positively influence others, is a skill that impacts our self-esteem, the way we relate to others, and our personal growth. When we become aware of seduction as something broader than just flirting or winning someone over, we discover a universe of possibilities. For example, at work, we need to persuade bosses and colleagues to present our ideas and gain their trust in our judgment. In family settings, the ability to communicate empathetically can improve dynamics and harmony at home. In social situations, having the ease to connect opens doors, creates friendships, and allows us to stand out in gatherings or encounters with both acquaintances and strangers. Seduction, therefore, becomes a personal development tool because it pushes us to question our strengths and the aspects we need to refine. To seduce genuinely, we must know ourselves, understanding our motivations, passions, fears, and insecurities. It also challenges us to express ourselves clearly and honestly, listen attentively, and manage both our own emotions and those of others. As we progress on this path, we discover that seduction is closely linked to other fundamental qualities such as empathy, authenticity, and self-confidence. All these characteristics are built through practice and experience until they begin to reflect in our daily relationships. However, it is common for myths about seduction to arise, generating insecurity and confusion. One of the most widespread is the belief that seduction is reserved only for those who are physically attractive or have an extroverted, charismatic personality. This misconception not only is inaccurate, but also limits the potential of many people to discover their own ability to connect with others. A shy, reserved individual, or even someone who doesn't consider themselves particularly attractive, can be incredibly charming if they learn to exploit their genuine qualities, communicate naturally, and show real interest in others. Another myth is the belief that seduction relies on superficial tricks or intentional deceit to create a false attraction. While some people may use questionable methods, the purest and most effective essence of seduction arises from honesty and authenticity. Pretending not only exhausts, but ultimately reveals our true intentions, damaging the trust someone may have placed in us. Conversely, when we are transparent, show our virtues, acknowledge our weaknesses, and present ourselves in a way consistent with who we are, we create deeper, longer-lasting bonds. People can sense sincerity and naturally feel more comfortable relating to someone who doesn't try to be someone else. At this point, it is essential to mention that authenticity does not mean stagnating in our flaws or neglecting the drive to improve. By understanding what makes us unique, we can highlight the traits that make us interesting and work on those attitudes that may be limiting us. Being aware that seduction is, above all, about connection allows us to focus on enjoying the process of knowing and being known, without losing sight of the fact that both others and ourselves are constantly evolving. And why is all this important? Because confidence and mastery of social skills not only help us have more successful dates or present ourselves better to others, but also directly influence our personal growth. Every time we practice assertive communication, empathy, and active listening, we are training how we connect with the world. In this sense, this book aims to provide you with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?